one, and I was
Let's
wondering
go
that day,
bro,
is like,
game
why didn't
pertama
Lynch play after
antara
30
Bigetron
minutes?
Beta
That's pretty
versus
skip to get it,
Homebois.
and
Yeah.
maybe if we played in Dynamo,
Kalian lagi
so
nonton jadi pada bantu like,
different,
dibantu
but
Like the
subscribe,
first
oke?
game, yeah, the first game.
Thank you, brother.
I think if I remember correctly, it was up against
Let's go. Emal pakai hero power alpha guys ya.
Chose to sub in Washington. Do you think that Washington was the problem right here?
Wouldn't want to say that he's the problem,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Oh wait, but hold on.
Oh,
It's
wait
the
a
first
second.
kill. over the
Buset,
bomb.
langsung
Wow,
first
you
blood
blink and
itu.
you miss it. And maybe with the second kill coming up?
Yeah,
No.
that brings me back to way long before, but Noxu
Gila.
able to walk himself away. Udil also very low.
Ngeri
very
juga
disciplined coming out
Arlotnya
inside
si
of
Mal
Homebois.
nih.
Okay, we kind of missed that moment, but hopefully we will be able to get a replay on what exactly happened. But so far, this is a good start for Homebois here, getting that first blood, and they will give them a slight level advantage.
Yeah.
And also, another chance to engage.
Whoa, actually, Saruzi taking a lot of damage. That's the power of the Arlot in the roam position. You're able to dish out a lot of damage, wave clear early, and then start that early game rotation. But based on the lane-to-lane matchup, the Barats versus Terizla, what do you think is going to happen, Cloud?
Well, the Barats versus the Terizla, I believe that it's going to be a 50-50. Because if you kind of think about it, both sides don't have that level of damage, especially when it comes to early engagements. And I don't expect the rotation to happen to go down.
Pemain beta-beta nggak ada yang gua
Yeah.
tahu banget, Cok.
Because you don't want him to scale.
Yeah, mid-side, Lynch, shadow himself
Diangkat.
away, but Noxu getting pulled back. I don't think anything is going to happen, but 15 seconds until Lord spawns. This means that Lynch has to go back to get the reset.
Tetap kita dukung guys ya. Indo Pride bro.
Already in position down into the turtle pit. Now, do you think that Homebois, you know, they're known to be very heavy towards the EXP side, especially in the early game? Do you think that will work out for them based on their composition, since you have that juice in, since you have that zone control?
Yeah, and I think that the EXP, of course, the biggest engager here will be Marzi, right? He has to land his penalty.
Ultinya
so in
miss.
order for him to land, it's not only
Free
about landing,
turtle
he has
buat
to be able to
Homebois.
tank after that as well. So being able to scale is also pretty important for him, but is it the main priority for Homebois? Probably not. I would expect them to put a little bit more focus to pin, because you don't want someone who's able to come up with free damage from the back.
Yeah, and that being said as well, you know, Udil is doing a good job zoning out the rest of Bigetron Beta. They're finding it very hard to get into the midst of all these neutral objectives. Using that lantern to just push you away, using that lantern to slow you, it kind of creates a hold on a
Gila,
second.
Noxunya langsung digas begitu, Cok.
So the roam goes down, and then the aggression comes through into the jungle of Bigetron Beta.
Yeah, another blink and you miss it moment. I believe they were tussling
Udil
for them
actually
in there,
out of
but
position, but
Udil-
using
Gas.
the ultimate to get out of the
Nggak
way.
bisa, coy, nggak bisa.
Crimson Flowers
Malnya udah
just to
dempetin
dash it
Udil
out.
banget,
So
Cok.
defensive maneuver, and that's why I like the juice in. You have a defensive and probably like a escape mechanism, so to speak, a built-in one. But on the top side, taking a lot of damage, Pin gets pinned down underneath his own turret. He's gonna be fine. That's gonna get that reset.
And I really like the fact that Udil is teasing Bigetron Beta, like he goes all the way to the back. But look at the bottom as well, right? So Lynch is trying to find space to farm because he notices that Homebois, they're starting to engage into the jungle at the top, limiting his space. So now he has to find somewhere else to get it.
Yeah, Lynch trying to get that sandwich, able to use the shadow clones to get out of the way. But Cloud, you are Homebois.
Gila, prediksinya Homebois 76%.
What's your move? Do you start the aggression going since you have the alpha to sort of like deal that true damage? It's sort of like sustain a lot more, get that snowball going. What is your plan? What is the strategy for Homebois?
I'll definitely want to try to invade the jungle and try to choke down Bigetron Beta, because there's two key reasons, right? One is you don't want Lynch to scale to a point that he can deal a lot of damage and probably even come up with only through the shadow kill just by himself on the backline to get his own kills. And also, you don't want to wait until the late game where Pin has skill enough to defend.
Noxu with the Earth Shatter pops off. Lynch on the backside taking out Mao, but Noxu getting caught in process. You got a sandwich down, 4 members down. Wow!
Nice banget Marzi, dapat 2.
By Marzi, trapping both of them. Bigetron Beta desperately trying to start the
Mati, good.
going to the nether realm. Not enough to
Good
save
tukar 2.
Marzi. Udil will take down that kill, and Lynch actually steals
malah
the
sekarat.
turtle in the process.
Dapat
This is a
turtle
very,
juga,
very good
nice
trade,
banget Lynch.
considering that's 1-to-1 down on both sides. Bigetron Beta barely staying afloat. Now, your 1k gold difference, your Bigetron Beta. How do you want to play this? On the team fights, Pin was able to do a lot of magic damage. You're waiting for Marzi to get that set up.
Yeah.
What is the plan now? How do you want to scale up? How do you want to raise the momentum going?
Yeah, I mean, it's only that one fight still, right? So there's still that space for Homebois to really keep that distance between Bigetron Beta. But what I really like about the earlier fight is that Bigetron Beta, their coordination. The moment Marzi comes in with the penalty zone, it was followed up with the nether round just to give him the extra protection. So even the Homebois, they want to counter engage onto Marzi, like they can because of the nether realm, and Bigetron Beta just eat Homebois up.
Oh man, actually, Pin is using the entropy just to clear the waves and just to optimize that lane-to-lane farming. Now we got itemized builds over here. First item I see for the side of the Marzi is actually the Devil's Wings, the Queen's Wings. What do you think about this?
Yeah, I think these are standard items, especially for.
Would you want to go for the War Axe first though, Cloud?
Probably won't. I want to focus onto this magical damage for now, because if you look at the items from Homebois, they have yet to have any true magical defense yet. So this is a good time to capitalize.
Yeah. And that being said, though, I think Marzi is trying to go for a little bit more tanky build because he knows he's able to utilize the sort of like penalty zone and flicker combo.
Perbedaan with masih dikit guys ya, masih beda 1200 menit 6.
Very, very counter aggressively. They wait for Homebois to start the engage, wait for Udil to pop his ultimate, get out of the way, and then he finds an opportunity to go straight for it. Turtle spawning up in 10 seconds. How do you think Homebois want to play this?
Oh man, at first they have to be aware of Marzi's position. He is waiting at the bush just right in front of the turtle, so he's prepared to pretty much do the same thing. Penalty zone comes in, and then you have the nether round to kind of save him. Okay, Marzi will be the
Ya
target.
angkat Marzi. Nice, ulti dapat 2. Wah, tapi wih, nice banget, Cok. Si Ruzinya follow up ultinya. Tetep nggak kuat ya. Wah, anjir, tiga player BTR harus tumbang, bro. Tapi BTR pinnya free di bawah.
Yeah, Pin not being at the turtle is just part of the plan, because he sees an opportunity at the bottom to take down the turret so wide as well, because you need to open up the space for Bigetron Beta to farm, especially for Lynch. He does not have the space to farm because Homebois have penetrated the top jungle of Bigetron Beta.
Yeah, Lynch doesn't have his purple buff. That's not going to be good. The T1 down on the Bigetron Beta side is already torn down, demolished. On the bottom side, they're looking for a nice little trade onto Ye 3.
Nice. Buset.
Just to make a time and pop in the Primal Wrap.
Winter, anjir.
SOD landing. He won't be able to join that battle. But, oh, here comes Lynch trying to get that shadow kill.
Nice banget, Lynch. Mati Udil. Good.
Oh, risky. I spoke a little bit too soon. The power of the Sky Piercer comes in. Bigetron Beta, they take what they can.
Oh, berarti Barat pas lagi makan Winter nggak keserang dong ya? Bisa. Anjir, kaget gua. Baru menit 8 tiba-tiba Winter. Tapi Nathannya sakit banget sih ini, kaya banget, Cok.
Yeah, and this is what we talked about earlier on, right? Is
Nice
it good
banget,
to
Pin.
go all out magical damage? Yes, because even at this point, Homebois, they do not have magical defense, or much of magical defense, that is. And Lynch, he was well protected by a Naxu in the earlier fight. So we can see the coordination that they already have. And as long as the itemization is still kept in this way, that's probably going to be the setup for them. But if Homeboy starts to bring in the Twilight Armor, for example, or any other defensive, magical defensive items, then that is where Bigetron Beta, they have the option to switch the item.
Yeah, Radiant Shield will be looking very good for Homebois in order to soak that damage from Pin, but Udil tries to source out a little bit more information onward, will land onto no one, but he flickers in and gets Amal.
Lordnya, waduh, Noxy harus tumbang, tapi Marzi dapetin Amal. Nice, shutdown, rata. Wah, Ibu Salin sih boleh-boleh ya.
Udil using the flicker to get out of that way, but Nets joins the battle in the nick of time, is trying his best to take down Marzi, but Nets just barely misses. Nets use the flicker in the nick of time to get out of the way.
Lordnya, bro.
Is so low.
Wah, nggak diterusin ya.
He doesn't have the retribution. He doesn't
Terusin nggak sih?
He gets that reset, but all this time, Homebois, they're coming up online. Lynch coming in.
Nice banget, Lynch. Gila. Hayabusa busanya ngeri gini, bro. Nice, preload buat BTR.
Dude, what did I tell you? Bigetron Beta needs to play with Lynch.
Oh, it's not over
Good
yet.
langsung ulti.
That's missing. Oh,
Harus
no,
begitu
not
guys emang
missing, but
lawan
Lynch
Moskov.
actually stacking up
Kalau
those
skill 1
characters,
dulu
there's
keburu di
just full advantage.
skill
They're
2 sama
okay
Moskov,
giving up that
cok.
turret because they've got the Lord marching down the bot side.
Dude, this is Lynch telling his boss, I don't need a race.
Man.
I need a spot to play.
Oh yeah, I mean Homebois, they don't want to lose to an MDL team. This is Bigetron Beta push into the corner and they're like, you know, we've got nothing to lose. Let's just play our best. Let's just have fun. And Homebois, they're feeling the fun coming in from Bigetron Beta.
And technically, Homebois, even though with their new players, they're all MPL, MY players as well. So, yeah, it's still a right comparison to a certain extent.
Yeah, top 2 in MPL MY Season 12, but Bigetron Beta actually looking like a very, very strong fight here. Economy, dead even. Bigetron Beta has a very, very small lead. They've got the
Nice banget objektif. Dapat semua tower.
3 waves to push it down together. T2's gone for Homebois. They're looking for a right opportunity, a right angle to get that nice little setup. Naksu doesn't have the flicker. He will in 2 seconds. So you might see
Gila ini agak susah guys jebolinnya.
they might just have a little bit more discipline and get out the way.
Karena Moskov nih hero super late game bro.
And just walks off.
Yeah,
Tapi ada
Lynch was
Nathan,
being sneaky
tenang.
there. He tried to do the split push, but lucky enough for Nets, he does have the spear to
Masih bisa kelawan
temper
lah.
himself there towards Lynch. Of course, it has to connect though, but it's not that difficult since the distance is not that
Oh,
far.
mid-side
But mid?
actually. The onward hits onto Nets, but he's able to use the flicker again to get out of the way, so it keeps him safe. Homebois really needs to hunker down, try to protect Nets. They do have a little bit more decent wave clear. Now, without the jungle, Udil is unable to, you know, fully utilize this juice in to the best of her abilities to try to open up source for more information, flying a nice flank. Speaking of which, let's take a look at itemizations. Cloud, is there anything interesting you want to bring up?
Okay, the interesting thing is that no Twilight Armor, no Athena Shield for Homeboys, so for Bigetron Beta, they can still maintain whatever setup that they have been doing before this. But the one hero they need to be careful of is going to be Nets because he has completed his Trinity items here. So that can be something that he could use to scale to a certain extent to win team fights.
Yeah, 30 seconds until the next Lord spawns up. It does look like Lynch is a ways way ahead of Amal, so that's a very, very scary Hayabusa you want to deal with, or you don't want to deal with if you're Nets or Udil. So how do you want to play this? You know, Bigetron Beta is sort of like a front-to-back composition. You are playing a 4-to-1 kind of movement or rotation. You're always leaving Nets and Udil alone in the back line. How would you want to protect your marksman? Would you want to go for this lore? This is 12-minute lore now.
Yeah, I mean, this is the problem with Homeboy setup right now that we look at it. Like, they don't have
Lord
an
level 2
answer
sudah
or a
muncul.
direct answer to who's going to go to the backline. If you said Email, cool, but Email needs to be
Naksu juga ulti hati-hati. Wah kelempar sama Udil cok. Tapi dia mati nice. Wih Lynch ya. Belum mati coy Hayabusanya. Wah tetep guys rugi anjir.
Oh, make it 3.
1 tukar 3 cok. Tapi Paramisnya langsung hidup.
His best to zone out the rest of the members of Beta. Don't forget, Lynch is still a high boost, so he might be able to make his play. Oh no, Amon gets the Lord even before he's able to make a move. And Homebois, they get the advantage once again.
Dude, out of 10 kills so far, Lynch got 7 of them. This guy is being Lynch eSports right now. The rest of them really need to step up the game. And yeah, I see the idea that Bigetron Beta wants to do early on. Like, they create the same formation. I guess the one thing that they maybe kind of forget is that Nets got free hits from behind.
A very, very push and pull game this is. Bigetron Beta had a early lead, then Homebois backed into a corner. Homebois now taking control of the zonal potential. And now Amal, slowly but surely scaling up. You have 3 very, very thick boys in the form of Mao, Amal, and 3. Your Bigetron Beta, you really need to hunker down. You do have a lot of setups. You do have the Netherrealm to keep you alive as well. So it's all ultimates up and ready. Lord marching down on that top
Masih
side.
bisa ke defense ya harusnya.
Asal
Nathan nyaman.
And the time is now.
Dimakan coy Naksu.
Into the wall, back to the corner. He gets pulled back. Natsu so far away.
Anjir, langsung di all in gitu ya.
What a play from Homebois. They didn't manage to take down that T3 up that top side, but T2 is their consolation prize. And Homebois, they're looking to take down a little bit more since it's the enhanced minions. They're marching into play. Lynch wants to
Hati-hati, Lynch.
He doesn't.
Ngeri dia masuk langsung ke pentok, coy. Auto meninggoy.
They want to end this right here, right now. Bigetron Beta scrambling to get that defense.
Wah, ke comeback ini, guys.
They back off. That's the discipline of the Malaysian team coming into play. They take down all T3s. They take down all of the main economies coming in from Bigetron Beta, slowly but surely scaling up into play.
You know what? If this was a regular ranked game, a team like Homebois would just press Bigetron Beta and might be punished for it. But like what you said, right? The discipline is shown here by Homebois. It's like, okay, guys, we got our objectives. Okay, now we have a good lead. Let's pull back here because the next lot will come out in about a minute from there. And if we look at the goal graph as well, it does favor heavily onto Homebois. And if they're able to get this next lot, they could potentially end this game.
Yeah, it's actually looking really, really good if you're Homebois. They might have a very, very shaky early start, but everyone's just buying their winter crowns. I think that's the only way they know how to counter that Hayabusa, especially from Lynch. You don't know when he's going to go in. With the shadow kill, you want to keep yourself safe. You want to be able to freeze yourself, make yourself invulnerable. It's those iframes that really come into play. 20 seconds until the Lord spawns up. This is going to be, okay, not the 18-minute Lord, but do you think Homebois wants to wait for it? You want to pull Bigetron Beta into the jungle and try to find a nice flank, a nice angle to go into the back line and try to clear out Pin, clear out Lynch. So before you get that Lord.
Lord level 3. Wah, ini siapa yang dapat Lord? Menang sih. Wah, GG guys. Homebois yang dapat, Naksunya juga mati. Wah, kalah. BTR warning. Kalah. Connect lagi netsnya. GG guys. Masih ada game kedua abis ini BTR. Nice try BTR. Good game Homebois. Kita lanjut ke game kedua.